Hi everyone, once again welcome to my vlog, Dizzy Sansar. अनि आजको भ्लगमा चाहिँ म के गर्न चाहन्छु भने do you ever feel like that you are somewhere else in another country, foreign landमा चाहिँ तपाईले कहिले कल्पना गर्नुभएको छ that you are alone over there, that's a new place अनि तपाईँ चाहिँ बिरामी हुनुभयो अनि that you are suffering from disease or some problem that you just need to get medicated or सर्जरी नै गर्नु पर्यो, अपरेसन नै गर्नु पर्यो भने चाहिँ तपाईँ त्यो बिरानो मुलुकमा अनि कसरी चाहिँ तपाईँले आफ्नो उपचार गर्नुहुन्थ्यो होला जस्तो लाग्छ, सोच्नु भएको छ। अनि यो आजको ब्लग पनि so this vlog is also about that situation that you are traveling and you are far away from your country and that you are really in another country हैन, जहाँ चाहिँ तपाईँ नेपाल जस्तो ठाउँमा चाहिँ हुनुहुन्छ अथवा एनी कन्ट्री एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड, त्यहाँ गएर चाहिँ तपाईँले चाहिँ आफ्नो उपचार गर्नु पर्यो अनि त्यो बेलामा यु जस्ट निड सम हेल्प अनि तपाईँ सोच्नुहुन्छ म चाहिँ अपरेसन गर्नुपर्छ अब अनि अपरेसन पनि द्याट यु हेभ अ लिमिटेड बजेट हैन, अनि तपाईँसँग चाहिँ एउटा लिमिटेड बजेट हुन्छ अनि तपाईँलाई चाहिँ अपरेसन गर्नुपर्ने नै छ भने चाहिँ त्यो सिचुएसनमा आफूलाई राख्नुहोस् अनि तपाईँले चाहिँ मद्दत गर्ने साथीहरू खोज्नुहुन्छ अनि पाउनुहुँदैन त्यो आफ्नो ठाउँमा छ, बट यु जस्ट निड हेल्प है समनबाट। त्यो पाराको सिचुएसनमा चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ होला भन्ने कुरा नै आजको विशेष गरी मेरो यो ब्लगको चाहिँ स्टोरी हो। सो नाउ द स्टोरी बिगिन्स लाइक द्याट आई जस्ट मेट अ गाई फ्रम US लास्ट इयर and so I came to know a little about him from last year. अनि यो वर्ष पनि नेपाल आएको बेलामा चाहिँ he really wanted to get operation for himself हैन, जसले चाहिँ 20 वर्ष अगाडिबाट चाहिँ एउटा हर्निया भन्ने एउटा रोगको चाहिँ उसले चाहिँ त्यो लिएर बसिरहेको छ अनि उसले चाहिँ अहिले आएर चाहिँ आई जस्ट वान्ट टु गेट द अपरेसन डन इन नेपाल भने पछाडि ही इभन हेभ अ लिमिटेड बजेट हैन, अनि उसले चाहिँ सर्टेन बिलो 1,30,000 35,000मा चाहिँ उसले चाहिँ आफ्नो अपरेसन गर्नु छ। एन्ड एज यु नो द्याट नेपालको रुल्स चाहिँ के छ भने विदेशीहरू नेपालमा आएर चाहिँ आफ्नो उपचार खर्च गर्छ भने इट्स अ 3 times डबल है, स्पेसली इन अ प्राइभेट हस्पिटल। आई डोन्ट नो एनिथिङ अबाउट द गभर्मेन्ट हस्पिटल, बट प्राइभेट हस्पिटलमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भने उहाँले अपरेसन गर्नु पऱ्यो भने चाहिँ अथवा उपचार गर्नु पऱ्यो भने जे कुराको पनि 3 टाइम डबल छ है। अनि त्यो कारणले गर्दाखेरि सो आई मेट अङ्कल फेरी लास्ट इयर एन्ड आई केम टु नो एबाउट हिम। अनि यो वर्ष पनि नेपाल आए पछाडि चाहिँ हि वान्टेड टु डु अपरेसन ओभर हियर अनि विभिन्न हस्पिटल जानुभयो अनि प्राइजेस वेयर सो मच हाई के धेरै महँगो भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि एन्ड आई थट ओके आई माइट हेल्प यु भनेर चाहिँ अनि मैले विशेष गरी चाहिँ मेरो बहिनी जहाँ चाहिँ कार्यरत छ अनि त्यो हस्पिटलमा लगेर चाहिँ मैले उसको चाहिँ उपचार गर्ने निर्णय गरेँ अनि आई ट्राई टु हेल्प एन्ड सो हस्पिटलको बोर्डमा चाहिँ थ्रु माई सिस्टर अनि थ्रु माई सेल्फ अनि हामीले चाहिँ कुरा गरे पछाडि चाहिँ इन सम केसेस वी कुड रिड्युस 50% डाउन अनि कुनै केसेसमा चाहिँ इट वाज टोटली लाइक अ नेपाली प्राइस अनि अपरेसन चार्ज पनि धेरै नै कम गरेर चाहिँ वी कुड म्यानेज द अपरेसन हैन। सो सम्भवतः हामी पनि कुनै विदेशी मुलुकमा गयौँ र त्यो ठाउँमा गएर चाहिँ यसरी नै डेस्परेट निड भयो भने वी माइट ट्राई टु फाइन्ड सम वान हु विल हेल्प हैन। अनि त्यस्तो खण्डमा चाहिँ कुनै अर्को व्यक्तिले आएर तपाईँको सबै कुराहरू डिस्काउन्ट गरेर एज अ बजेटेड लिमिटेड त्यो फन्ड भएको बेला चाहिँ यसरी अपरेसन गर्न पाउँदाखेरि चाहिँ अभियसली वी विल इभन फिल भेरी ह्याप्पी हैन। अनि त्यो जसले हामीलाई हेल्प गर्नुहुन्छ डक्टरदेखि लिएर प्रशासनको सरहरूदेखि लिएर सबै कुराहरू चाहिँ त्यो पाउँदाखेरि चाहिँ डिस्काउन्ट पाउँदाखेरि चाहिँ हामीले चाहिँ ओहो भगवानै पाएँ क्या हो भने जस्तो चाहिँ हामीलाई पनि लाग्छ नै होला। यसरी नै अङ्कल फेरि वाज अल्सो लाइक इभन फिलिङ द सेम थिङ। अनि यही कुरा नै हामी चाहिँ यहाँ देखाउन चाहिरहेको छौँ र हस्पिटलमा कस्तो भयो कन्भर्सेसन भयो हिजो चाहिँ वी गट एडमिटेड होइन, डे आफ्टर यस्टरडे बिफोर यस्टरडे वी कुड डु अल द प्री टेस्ट अनि त्यो पछाडि हिजो भर्ना गरेर हामीले चाहिँ अपरेसन गरायौँ र आज हि इज इभन गेटिङ आउट फ्रम हस्पिटल होइन, उहाँ चाहिँ डिस्चार्ज हुनुहुन्छ अनि भइसक्नु भयो। अनि यही कुराहरू हामीले चाहिँ यो भ्लगमा चाहिँ देखाउँदैछौँ अनि अभियसली नेपालीहरू हेल्पफुल हुन्छ, नेपालीहरूले चाहिँ मद्दत चाहिँ एकदम राम्रोसँग गर्छ भन्ने कुरा पनि सो हामीले चाहिँ यो भिडियो मार्फत चाहिँ सम्पूर्ण तपाईँहरूले देखाउनुहुन्छ अनि विशेष गरी मलाई के लाग्छ भने वी सुड बी हेल्पफुल है किनभने जो जसलाई पनि केही न केही परिरहेको हुन्छ हामीले एक आपसमा चाहिँ हेल्प गऱ्यौँ भने सो द्याट्स द वे अफ लिभिङ ह्याप्पी लाइफ होइन अनि यो कुराहरू नै हामीले चाहिँ बाँड्न सक्यौँ भने पछि सबैजनालाई राम्रो हुन्छ सो म चाहिँ तपाईँहरूलाई चाहिँ अबको यो भिडियोमा देख्ने कुराहरू चाहिँ नितान्त हामीले हस्पिटलमा गरेको कुराहरू थियौँ अनि एन्ड हि इज भेरी ह्याप्पी विथ दिस भन्न चाहन्छु अनि आई गेस यु इन्जोय दिस भिडियो अनि आई जस्ट वान्ट टु इन्करेज एभ्री वान टु हेल्प इच अदर होइन अनि मरेर लाने केही पनि छैन हामीले चाहिँ एक आपसमा चाहिँ सहयोग गर्न सक्यो भने द्याट्स रियली ग्रेट भन्न चाहन्छु अनि इन्जोय दिस भिडियो यहाँ चाहिँ अहिले सन वेलकमको बुवा र मुवाले पाल्नुभएको बिरालो चाहिँ बिरामी भएको छ अनि अहिले चाहिँ एन्टिबायोटिक खुलाउन लागेको So Uncle Ferry is helping while Krishna Baba is holding the cat.
यति मजा आएछ एक्लै त चल्दैछ भागिहाल्छ one more time, one more. Good, good.
So this is the medicine, more than 6,000 rupees for Uncle Ferry.
Uncle Ferry चाहिँ लाने हो
Just starting to get back. That's very bad, huh? Yeah. Meditate. I went too far to the other side, and they go, yeah, you don't meditate.
So the doctor was just the one who gave you the operation.
Yeah.
The doctor whom we met yesterday. He was saying that your blood pressure really went down.
Yeah.
And so that was the reason that why we had to keep you in that side for a long time.
Yeah.
And then he told maybe he was afraid, and then so the blood pressure went really down. But he will be fine, and after 10 we will put you here, and then so that's the reason that we have
kept me longer. Yeah, and it's weird because that was because I went to the other side, like having a near-death experience. We had that, and I didn't think about that when I was doing it.
You're normally
but I knew it when I was like, it was like almost having an outer body experience. It was like true, and it's like no, come back. And so as soon as I came back, I opened my eyes and they're like, "You're okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I feel fine now." And from there, they're like, "Oh, okay, yeah, don't meditate."
Yeah, mostly I have seen like whenever we try to do operation, even with Nepalese, sometimes the blood pressure is so high that they can't do it, and then sometimes some people they just faint, because I don't know. I think they immediately start thinking.
Yeah, and that's where I knew.
And you always feel kind of scared.
Yeah, I knew when I was going like too deep. I did. I felt myself, and that's why I came back and stopped meditating on my own before they said anything, because I felt myself getting lightheaded, and then something in my mind said, "No, don't."
Finally, you done.
Oh, finally I can lift. First time I can. Oh yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
No,
But for
24
24 hours, you're not supposed to put your head out.
Yeah, not
So
supposed to put
take
my
rest,
head
and
up.
even for peeing also, like maybe.
I'll be fine. I can tell when, because I made sure I went really good and didn't drink. So I didn't drink any water or anything since this morning. So I know I'll make it till morning without having to pee.
भएन भोलि 4 बजीसम्म गर्नुपर्छ tomorrow up to 4 he is not supposed to wake up like they are saying for 24 hours.
Yeah, they say stay 24 hours, so I think stay till 4 o'clock probably tomorrow here, and then they said depending on how I feel, which I'm sure will be fine, then they'll release me. Site. And so during operation, they're getting ready.
So you really realized that you were going outside.
Yeah, and I told them before, I go, now I'm going to put myself into a meditation, and when I do, my eyes flicker. I go, I'm not having a seizure or anything, that's how I meditate. And they're like, okay. And then I did it, and during, all of a sudden, and I felt myself like going super deep. My blood pressure, everything just went down. And I think my heart rate, because I'm just in this other state. But it freaked them out, so they come to me, Scott, are you okay? Are you okay? And while it was happening, it was almost like I was having this outer body experience. And then it was like I told myself, oh, you need to go back. You don't go too deep. And it was the same time they're like, Scott, are you okay? Are you okay? And I just opened my eyes. I'm like, yeah, I'm perfect. Everything came back to normal. But that's why they kept me there.
I think if you would have taken more deeper, then maybe the blood pressure would really go down.
And then it would affect operations. So I told them, I go, oh, I won't meditate anymore. You know, so from then I just kept my eyes open to make sure.
And you could realize everything what was happening.
Huh?
You could realize everything what was happening.
Yeah.
Like operation like that.
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch it because I had to keep my head down.
Yeah.
And they put a little thing. I could see a little bit just in the reflection of that. But yeah, I more just talk to them a little bit and just.
I even heard that talking with some like people who does lots of meditation, they can even take completely themselves to another place by meditation like that. Yeah.
That's what I'm starting to do now, is learning how they call it lucid dreaming or astral projection. So I can do more of lucid dreaming. It first started about 2 years ago where I would never remember my dreams, but like the state in between your dreams, where you kind of come out of a dream and then you go into another dream. I would become fully conscious in that little period between. So before I go to bed, I could ask a question, like knowledge that I want to get, or say I had a pain. I'd be like, oh, okay, my leg hurts. And in between my dream state, I'd find myself twisting my body, doing, like different things, healing on it. And then recently, since I've been here, I'm being more conscious in the dream. They're still like weird dreams, so not like other people describe them. That's what I'm trying to do now, is go to a familiar place. So like, okay, in my dream, I want to go to Hawaii and go to this hot pond where I have many experiences meditating.
Oh.
And then you can actually go there. And it's like,
curious.
And it's like, people say, well, is this a dream state that we're in now? Or is that a dream? And it's almost your dreams. When you feel something, it's just like it happened. So that's why people, when they have nightmares, they feel it, they get the same physical response. And so, so I'm experimenting more with those dream states. So I'm going to start, somebody suggested, a friend of mine, he would set his alarm for like 2 hours, every 2 hours. So it would bring him out of the dream, and then he would write his dreams down. I truly believe that most of our technology and future technology, people who can go and put themselves into these states, and I don't know if you're familiar with, it's called DMT.
Yeah, DMT, yeah.
So dimethyltryptamine, that's what's in our pineal gland. And if you research a guy named Dr. Joe Dispenza, he's a neuroscientist, and he explains how it physically is happening. And you can do breath work where you breathe, do a certain, and that's when I go to rainbow gatherings. I teach other people how to do this breath. And you basically you breathe, and what you're doing is you're bringing up your cerebral fluid up your spine, where normally it only goes so often. So it's like a pump, and you breathe and you pump it partway up, and then more the next time, and then more, and then you can feel it actually come to the top of your neck. And then you focus all of your energy, and almost like you're looking cross-eyed right at your pineal gland, and you just focused all the energy. And in our pineal gland, we have a little crystal. And that little crystal, it's a piezoelectric, just like any crystal. When you squeeze a crystal with pressure, it releases energy. So it's the same thing. You're squeezing, you're putting pressure on it, and then the second you release it, then it floods the dimethyltryptamine in you. Most people
DMT.
only release the DMT when they're born and when they die. So when people have near-death experiences and going and saying they see the light, they get information, say see God, whatever, that's the DMT that's being activated. And so, like, when I had my awakening, it was from smoking DMT. So kind of like ayahuasca, where ayahuasca, DMT is extracted from a plant, and then they mix it with another plant called a copy plant. And that makes it so you can ingest it, and your stomach doesn't just eat it up. When you do it naturally, and then it only lasts 10 minutes when you smoke it. When you do it naturally, it'll last like a half hour. So the first time I ever activated it naturally, it was my son, Kai, the same one who, he's the one that brought me the DMT the first time, because he did magic mushrooms, and in a magic mushroom session, he got a clear message to bring me DMT. I had never heard of it, and so I did it, and then it was about maybe a year later when I learned how to activate it naturally.
Naturally, yeah.
And when I did it naturally, it lasted a half hour, and not as visual, but it was more profound. I literally, in an altered state, got out of bed, went outside, and standing in the rain in a mud puddle for a half hour, and literally reaching out and grabbing love and pushing love inside of me for a half hour, until I literally felt like I was going to explode with love. And then I found that when we have these things, when we feel it, it's just like it happened, and you can relive it. So now anytime, if I want more love, I can just close my eyes, bring myself back to that time, and just go, and now I tone to the frequency of my heart, and I'll just go and go, and just have these magical experiences. And after that experience, I couldn't look at a woman the same. I looked at them with respect, not with that lust. And it truly changed me to where I knew, wow, there's all this love. I could have a relationship now, and I wouldn't feel jealousy. And then that's when I started seeing all my other addictions literally just disappear. So like after that, when I had all this love, that's when one of my addictions when I was a kid with depression was pornography. And then one day I realized I'm not having any of those thoughts again. And I tried to bring up a pornography image and I couldn't. And then that led to maybe a few months later, I used to hate my older brother because he would bully me, pick on me, but he was just being a kid himself. I was the one that had depression and couldn't take the jokes that he was doing. And so the same thing one day just made me think of my brother, and I was like, wow, I love my brother. And then I tried to think of one bad thing that he did to me. Before I could have named 1,000, and I couldn't even think of one thing. And that's where I had this process of watching addictions disappear. So like, I tried to stop drinking. I drank for 30 years. And with my depression, it got to where it was a daily thing. And then when I was going through the divorce, I was trying to save the marriage, and I said, fine, I'll stop drinking. And I checked myself in and went to meetings, and it was very hard. And I stopped for about 6 months. But then after my awakening and these other experiences, I told my kids one day, I'm like, I'm gonna stop drinking on Friday. That time, I stopped, and that was like over 3.5 years ago. And instantly, just with my mind going in meditation, not one craving after. I was able to go to the same bar I did before, and I walk in, and he's like, Myers rum and orange juice? I'm like, no, actually I'll have a Sprite. I quit drinking. And I never, ever had any craving. I did the same thing with marijuana. When I was at Rainbow Gathering, I got a cough, and I was like, oh, I think I'm gonna stop smoking for 2 days. And then all of a sudden, it was like over a week later, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not drinking. I mean, I'm not smoking. Around all these other hippies that are smoking, I had a whole bunch, and it just disappeared. So then that's where I came, at least from my reality, addiction doesn't exist.
So you don't need this outer DMT these days?
No, I still do every now and then, but most of the time I activate it. So I used to have to go through breath work. Now I can activate the DMT just by that flickering of my eyes, breath, and I can just take my tongue and put it on the roof of my mouth. I'm just putting the tongue on the roof of my mouth will release the DMT. So that's why I can go to these altered states easy, anywhere. I can be in the airport and just go and sit down and be blissed out. Yeah, because I think addiction is, we get stuck in that loop. And it's, like I said, when we feel something, it's like it happened again. So people keep going to the past, and that's why I don't believe in going to psychologists, because they're like, here, let's sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
Now you're reliving it.
Yeah.
Now you're feeling it. Now come back tomorrow and let's relive it again. So I believe in just being in the here and now and not worrying about the past and future, and then you don't have the addiction.
That's good.
Little Uncle Fairy lesson 105. That's why I call now, because this was a girl from Turkey that gave me my nickname Uncle Fairy.
Who was that guy, like, who gave you the name Uncle Fairy?
A girl from Turkey who was visiting in Hawaii.
So she gave you the name Uncle Fairy.
She gave me the nickname, and she was somebody that would do these transcendental meditations before I knew about them. And she said in one of those meditations, she got channeled a message to give me that name. And that it was something with the vibration you get. I'm sorry, I don't know if there's more that we need, but I think you got the best.
अपरेसन उता उहाँ उतातिर नै ठिक भएको अरूभन्दा नि खुसी लाग्यो उहाँको चाहिँ त्यो स्वास्थ्य अवस्था चाहिँ ठिक छ त्यही नै हो
So when I came to Nepal, that's when I switched back to being vegetarian, and I think it was my body getting ready for the operation. Are you vegetarian? I'm like, today I am, because I eat vegetables, but I don't like labels. I go with my body. When I was vegetarian for a year, because it was during my awakening, and at one point I asked myself, why are you vegetarian? Is it a spiritual thing? Is it a moral thing that I don't want to kill animals? And then what came to me was because plants are alive, they have a soul just like animals. And I feel as I'm more in touch with nature. I go barefoot, and so I think that's why I'm drawn to vegetables. I knew something was going to be very spiritual happening, and it was actually on my birthday. I knew that something major spiritually was going to happen that night. And I went out that day and got a steak. I usually never eat steak. And I'm like, if you give me a coffee cup, I'm going to say don't drink.
This is with the picture, and so you're allowed to take this one. All right, for your memory. Yeah. Where you had an operation. Everything is written here, City Hospital.
We need to show the mountain. I love how you look out and see the mountains right there. Very cool. System, that's why I got rid of my bank account. I let my insurance go, knowing that I was gonna, be traveling. So like after this, I might look into getting traveler's insurance. So if I get traveler's insurance, like I looked, it wouldn't work for this because it was pre-existing.
So that won't cover this.
They wouldn't cover it. Because they can say, no, you had to have known.
Do you think it would be more cheaper to do in India, the same operation?
I only looked in Thailand. Like, I wouldn't have done it in India just because I don't get the feeling to go back to India as much as Nepal. I feel the energy here in Nepal for some reason, even way more than Thailand. And India, I've only spent a month there. I'm mostly southern. So I want to go back and go up, Rishikesh and north side. But yeah, it didn't even come into my mind to go to India.
I think even the health and everything what you get in Nepal is more better. Maybe.
Yeah.
Sometimes even the language can be even hard. The English, the way how they speak, and understanding can be
Thailand, the language can be even hard. There are very many Thai just speak no English at all. Here you find many Nepalese, they speak a little, just like I speak a tiny bit,
And the good thing is that if you know some Nepali, and most of them they're really helpful.
Yeah.
And they treat you like like a friend.
I love how Nepalese, one of the first things that's out of their mouth is, if they speak no English, they at least know country. I just want to know where you're from. Country? America. Oh, America. Like Nepal? And when I say, oh, I love Nepal, especially the people. You just smile.
And most of we Nepalese, we have a dream to reach America.
Yeah.
And then most of the people were saying, even asking from where he is from, and I was like US, and
why isn't he doing all this there? Why is he here? You know, and they think that we think that America is really like
So great.
great, and they will do all this for you. Like
And that's where I have, now when people ask me where I'm from, so many times I don't want to say America because they always say, oh, America's so great. And now I'm like,
राइट म्यास रिपेयर गरेर चाहिँ अनि सर्च गरेर हेर्नु डायग्नोसिस अनि त्यसपछि पछि हामी नर्सिङ प्रोसिजरहरू के गर्न मिल्छ केयर प्लान के गर्न मिल्छ पछि त्यो टेस्ट पऱ्यो के मेसिन चलाएको छ एन्टिबायोटिक छ पेन किलर के छ ड्रिप के चलायो त्यो याद गर्दै जाँदा है पछिसम्म अहिले त केयर मात्रै हो नि त
what about when I go home? They'll give me a few, because I don't want to take too many, but just in case the first couple of days. Ron's going to come, I think, between 1 or 2. I think he's going to be back at 2 days.
They're here.
Yep.
Take care of you.
Hi everyone, namaste. It's me Deepak. अहिले चाहिँ म फेल्स क्लासबाट आउँछु जहाँ चाहिँ ब्याउको फेरीलाई लिएर चाहिँ अपरेसन गरेको छ सो हिज गेटिङ डिस्चार्ज टुडे अनि कहिलेकाहीँ मलाई लाग्छ विदेशी मुलुकमा चाहिँ बिरामी भयो भने कस्तो हुन्छ होला जस्तो लाग्छ अनि हामी जस्तै हेल्पफुल मान्छे पाउँछ कि पाउँदैन होला जस्तो लाग्छ अनि यो भिडियो चाहिँ आई जस्ट हेल्प Uncle Ferry to get the operation. So, हामी हस्पिटलमा आएर चाहिँ के भयो भनेर चाहिँ हामीले देखाउँछौँ. So this is semi-cabin 214 where Uncle Ferry was kept. अनि आज चाहिँ उहाँ डिस्चार्ज हुँदैछ. So we just made the operation yesterday and today we are going home.
How are you?
Very good.
चाहिँ फिर्ता आउँछ कि हाम्रो टन्नै फिर्ता आउने
Successful.
A new man, stronger than ever.
Only one night.
healthy body.
Healthy man, healthy man.